We're watching continued efforts to keep furloughed federal workers taken care of during this longest government shutdown in U.S. history. Our Chris Gilmore has more on what the Oklahoma Baptist Relief volunteers are doing this morning. Chris, good morning.
Good morning, Grant. We're here at the Oklahoma Baptist Disaster Relief Center headquarters in Okarche, where we're working alongside volunteers preparing meals for U.S. Marshals who aren't getting paid due to the government shutdown. Scott's here going to show you some of the food that they're preparing. Once it is ready, it'll be heading to the Federal Transfer Center near Will Rogers World Airport. That center has more than 1,500 inmates at any given time, and since the kitchen staff's considered non-essential at the transfer center, that means no food for the Marshals. Now, the U.S. Marshals do have their hands full with their work, and now a group of volunteers here are making sure those stomachs are full too.
This is definitely for someone who has a heart for service. Most of the people are like me. I'm retired, and I wanted something to do after I retired that would keep me busy, keep me active, and keep my health up, and this does it.
Now, thankfully, these volunteers have a lot of people working alongside them. They're going to be making 900 meals twice a day. We're going to be here alongside them, helping when we can. But coming up next half hour, we'll speak to some of the volunteers here live about how long they can keep this effort up. Reporting live on scene on the story from Okarche, Chris Gilmore, News 9.
Chris, thank you. Welcome back. It's 4:43. We're continuing to see efforts to help furloughed federal employees to be taken care of during the longest government shutdown in U.S. history. Our Chris Gilmore has more on what the Oklahoma Baptist Relief volunteers are doing today. Chris, good morning.
Good morning, Grant. We're here at their headquarters in Okarche. You see the big symbol here. We're up early along with the volunteers here with the organization, and they're doing a lot. We've worked with them in the past before responding to disasters like hurricanes, snowstorms, or tornadoes, but today we can add government shutdowns to the list. We see that they're prepping a lot of food here for breakfast. This is the egg station here, actually, and overseeing all of this is kind of the volunteer supervisor, so to speak, Mr. Brad Biddy. This is not your first rodeo, right?
Right. Yeah, we've done this several times and learned a lot through the years, and it's an opportunity for us to serve others, and we've got a lot of people who are willing to help, and it's a great effort, great opportunity.
And you seem happy to be up to take this opportunity, even though it requires a 4 a.m. wake-up call today.
Indeed. It was a little bit hard to get up, but that's what's required for this first meal, and we'll get it done, get it delivered by 7 a.m., and then start cooking the second meal at probably just shortly after noon.
Okay, and today's the first day this week that you're going to be offering. It's going to be Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. How much longer are you going to be able to keep up this effort in food?
Actually, it's Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday of this week, and then next week we'll have to see. We just don't know. If the government shutdown continues, then we'll continue cooking the days that we're needed.
And how much do you feel for these people affected by this? We were talking earlier that we're sure a lot of these people didn't expect to find themselves in this situation.
Exactly right. And like we talked about, disasters look different to different people. Sometimes it's a tornado or a hurricane, or sometimes it's a situation like this where you're having to work but you're not getting paid. So we're stepping up to help and happy to do it.
Okay, thank you so much, Brad. It's always nice to have a group of volunteers like this, especially locally, to answer the call whenever it's available. So we'll catch up with them later this morning as things start to get cooking even more. It's smelling good over here. We'll be sure to bring you an update later this morning. Reporting live on the scene on the story from Okarche, Chris Gilmore, News 9.
Chris, thank you. And more than 2,600 furloughed workers showed up at State Fair Park yesterday to get food and supplies. Our own Kelly Ogle and Amanda Taylor were there volunteering with the Regional Food Bank of Oklahoma. They talked to several people like James Powell from the FAA, who is working to stay positive in these tough times.
That was pretty hard. Like I said, I've never done this before. I've always had a job, and I've never had to go without work for more than 3 weeks in my entire life.
The food bank says it will hold another event like this one if the need continues. And if you'd like to donate, text FFK to 501-501.